So, hello guys. Yesterday we saw the new movie that is in theaters and is produced by James Gunn and has nobody else of any sort of anything in it, but that's okay because James Gunn produced it, even though producers don't have that much power. Brightburn, the movie, it was good, but what did you think?
I thought it was pretty good, you know, but I did think it was one of those types of origin story movies that have a lot of exposition that they need to get through before they can actually get into the story. So it was a little slow in some parts, but yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, I guess we should explain the plot. Brightburn is a kid and he is a superhero. Don't want to say any more than that because that's a spoiler. But what I thought was weird was that this kind of felt like a standalone movie, but at the same time, um, it wasn't, I guess.
Yeah,
Because, without getting into spoilers, but, I just thought that it left a lot to be desired, especially with all the time it took to build it up. It could have, I don't know. I guess it could have been like 30 minutes longer and,
yeah,
had more stuff in it. Because it's only a 90-minute movie. So it's not like it
yeah.
was overly long, but it seems like they're going to make a sequel, but at the same time, it doesn't seem like the type of movie that would get a sequel. I don't know. Do you think there's going to be a sequel?
I don't know, it kind of it didn't. I don't think it left a lot to the ending didn't leave a lot open. Like they kind of ended it almost. Like he, I don't know. I don't know if I should say it yet, but
Yeah, just be
yeah,
vague. Be like
it
vague.
didn't yeah, it didn't leave anything open to me.
Oh,
Like it kind of ended it.
I'm
It's
not gonna
right.
say anything. I guess we should save this to spoiler talk because
Yeah,
it's hard
yeah.
to beat around the bush with this one. But I mean, I personally thought that it was more interesting than most horror movies, and actually, for the most part, most more interesting than most superhero movies.
Because
Because
it was a bit of both.
yeah, I guess, but all the I mean, horror movies have variety, but all the superhero movies are the same fucking movie. So I guess, I
Right.
mean, I actually, James Gunn, this isn't, besides Guardians of the Galaxy, this isn't his first time at the superhero rodeo. He made a movie that I really fucking like called Super. Um, that was a great movie, a great, really
Did that
different.
have um Tom Hanks in it? Not Tom Hanks. Hold on.
It had Dwight from The Office and
Oh,
Ellen
okay, yeah, I
Page.
haven't seen that.
But I really like that movie, and it was it was like a comedy, gory superhero movie. But now Marvel cucked him, but that's besides the point. He
They
produced
got him
this
back.
one. They cucked him as in like he used to have like these wild ideas, and that well, if you really look into it, the directors of Marvel movies are people that used to have like really wild and insane pasts, and now they're just making fucking Marvel movies. Like they tried to get what's the Scott Pilgrim Baby Driver guy. Shit. Uh, that director, he did Hot Fuzz, and he did
I know who you're talking about.
yeah. Shit, I know his name too.
You're right.
Edgar Wright. They tried to get Edgar Wright to do Ant Man. They tried to cuck him,
Really?
but yeah, they tried. Well, they
Dude, that would have
did.
been amazing.
No. Here's the thing. They did get him, and he did direct it, but Marvel didn't like it, so they still had him credited as director, but he like none of his stuff got in. But if you really look into the
Uh,
pasts of Marvel directors, you can see that they used to have like these really crazy radical ideas, and then when they go to Marvel, they don't need to do anything else to make a living anymore, so they don't, and Marvel just kind of cucks their ideas. But I mean, yeah, that was my short Marvel rant and how Marvel steals creativity. But anyway, back to Brightburn. This was a creative superhero movie in my opinion. Uh, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was a interesting film. Do you share that? Do you think it was interesting?
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Yeah, it's
I
pretty
mean,
interesting.
like it was slow, but I didn't really know where it was. I didn't always know where it was going. I mean,
Right.
I kind of wish that his powers were more defined, maybe, and
Yeah.
um, maybe he kind of had maybe if he had like more of a set reason for doing the things he ends up doing, that would have been good too.
Hmm.
Um, and maybe if he had like a reason, I don't want to spoil it, but it's hard to talk about this movie without spoilers because the first like 30 minutes to hour is like nothing really happens in the movie except the characters introduced and the parents are introduced and like that shit. But that's about it in like the beginning of the movie. I mean, I guess the problem is part of this movie is finding out like all the things that he can do and stuff and all the things that he ends up doing. So it's hard to talk about this without spoilers. What do you think?
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you want to just get into it?
jump right
Just
into
get into
spoilers talks.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There has to be something here. Um, maybe we just. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's like he's just a guy and he has superpowers, and that's pretty much all you get from the beginning. Do you think? Okay, here's one thing. Do you think that the movie was too gory?
No. Like,
Like there was like, I mean, like the none of the gore is like in the beginning of the movie. It's all like at the end. But there's a part where like a woman gets like a glass in her eye, and then she
yeah.
fucking pulls it out because she's fucking dumb. Um, but like I don't know. I guess I kind of almost expected John Wick to be this gory, not this, because like
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you could say that one scene is a little bit much.
yeah.
Like they didn't have to do that with that one lady.
Yeah. I mean, like, also, I feel like the makeup, with the gore was great, but the CG in this movie, I feel like the budget, I think what was his name, whatever, Tim Gunn or whatever, James Gunn should have threw a couple more pennies their way because the CG is just really not good, and we didn't even see this on like the biggest screen, and it still didn't look that good. So I think they should have inflated the CG budget a little bit. I mean, at least in my
Just a
opinion,
little bit.
because I feel like whenever there was any superhero things happening that required CG, it kind of looked really bad. And even when the kid was like trying to open the trap door, that kind of looked wonky to me. It didn't look like he was actually doing it. I don't know. That just
Mhm.
kind of distracted me a bit. But that's just I guess that might have just been me. Also, the actor that played the mother, in my opinion, wasn't that good. Like when she was like screaming in horror, when like everything was moving and stuff, it she just seemed so fake. And I don't know if that had anything to do with like whatever CG they were doing, but it just seemed like so fake. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, I just the rest of the time she was fine, but whenever she was supposed to be like screaming in horror or reacting to something that wasn't actually there in real life and then she had to pretend was there, it just was not good. It was just kind of shitty.
Yeah.
I thought the kid was fine though. I thought the kid was pretty good, for being a kid actor, creepy kid
Right.
actor, I guess. And
So
the
it's like whenever he had a kind of, I don't know if I should. If yeah, I'll wait. I'll wait.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Um, One more thing I would like to talk about is we had a movie hopper tragedy, folks, in the theater. Um, Silly old me, or maybe AMC, who knows? Um, we accidentally saw the Spanish dub of this film. Not the Spanish dub. Fuck, that would have been bad. The Spanish subbed version of this film, and yeah, so there was Spanish subtitles the whole time, and I found that mildly distracting. How about, I mean, I don't know if that was just
It
me.
didn't bother me. I'm totally fine with captions. I just ignore them if I don't need to read them, and you know, I don't take Spanish, so it's nice to be like, hey, I know that word. Look at that.
Yeah,
I'm learning Spanish,
I
so
think
it's a learning experience, and you get the movie, so it's two for one.
I found myself every time they said the F word, darting my eyes down at the captions just to see if I could catch it. But I found like even though I could not read it, despite the fact I'm in Spanish 3, even though I could not read the captions, I found like my eyes going down to them at some times. I got used to it eventually, but I found myself like kind of looking at them a bit, even though, they held no value to me. But besides that, it was fine. Um, so yeah, do you wanna get into spoiler talk, or what else do you want to talk about here?
I don't know if I could say anything else like without the spoiler talk thing. So
Yeah.
let's
Here's
just.
yeah.
All
Uh,
right.
if you haven't seen this movie yet, here's a recommendation. Just go in blind, I guess. Don't like watch any
Yeah.
more reviews. Um, yeah. I guess we're gonna get into spoiler talk now. Do you
All
wanna
right.
do you wanna lead this parade?
All right. So, when he was, I want to go back to when you said like he was trying to open the gate or the trapdoor type thing,
Yeah, yeah.
and how he's when he stood up and his mom touched his back and he like kind of broke out of the spell
Mm-hmm.
from the spaceship. Like I thought that was really bad because like the only way that we knew that he was kind of like breaking out of it was the swell of the music, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. Like to me, I didn't notice much of a change between him in the trance and him not in the trance.
I I guess I can see that. My problem with that scene was his arms. I don't know if you I don't know if it was just
Was he
me.
wearing like a long sleeve shirt?
He was, but it seemed like he had bulging muscles or something. There's
That's what
something
I thought.
really
That's what I
weird with his
thought too.
arms. I was like, is this like, did they CG this guy in? Is this even the actor doing this? So I didn't know what the hell they were thinking there, because that's the only time that ever happened.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was confused too. I'm like, I really hope that's the just the sleeves moving around. Like
yeah.
if they made him have muscles, I who that would have been bad.
Yeah. Um, and I guess we should get into why I think it's kind of sequel baity, the ending, because when you think about it, this movie opens so many doors and closes none of them. You have no clue what
Right.
he's gonna do with that little girl. You have no clue how that kryptonite doesn't really. I mean, there's still plenty of that spaceship left. He doesn't like destroy that spaceship, that thing that can cut him. I mean,
Mhm.
nothing's really done with the kryptonite. You have no clue what his plans for world domination is. And I guess it could be like an open-ended ending, but I feel like they almost tried to sequel bait it. But you said that you thought it wasn't open.
Yeah, like to me, like having the news thing, like showing him completing all these things
Hmm.
that he like, wants to do, it kind of felt like he was going like that was the end. Like he succeeded and he's going to I don't conquer. I guess you could say. So
You mean
I don't know.
take the world, or as the
Yeah,
subtitle said, Tamar el Mundo. Um, I mean, I guess I guess I mean, I feel like there's still more could be
yeah,
done.
yeah. There could be things done, but I don't know. It kind of felt like a little bit kind of closed off,
Maybe I mean
just a little.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to see the next Avengers movie, see where he plays into that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Um, I mean, there's not a lot did you like the action or violence or whatever you want to call it in this movie?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I just wished like there was. I get what like the motivations behind it, like with um the mom making like messing with him, and then him going after her, and then but like and then like with the uncle, but it was very like quick motivation, like something just happened and he's taking care of it,
Yeah.
like the next scene. And like I get that he was like being influenced by the spaceship, but I don't know. I guess I'm kind of wishing that there was a better motivation to it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess his biggest motivation throughout this movie is that these people are going to tell his parents about what he's doing. That
Right.
that's like I mean, that was interesting, especially when he just ends up killing his parents anyway. Um,
Yeah.
I guess I guess he probably had some attachment to his mom. I guess that was like a thing that happened. But and while I'm thinking about it, he says in the end that he wants to do good. Do you think that was just a lie, or do you think that he actually wanted to do good, but
I
couldn't?
think with maybe like with the help of his mom and influence of his mom, because obviously they were trying to go for mother-son bonding type thing.
Hmm.
Like they're close. They have like a connection, probably because like, since they were building it up in the beginning with like them having the hide and seek thing.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think like with at the end when he says that he wants to do good, like I think he wanted to have that with his mom, like have with the influence of his mom. But since she tried to kill him, he felt betrayed and was like, you know what, nah, and you know, went on his rampage.
Yeah, as one does. But I mean, one thing about this movie, I guess I should have said before spoiler talk, but was I found it predictable. Like when the dad was taking him out like hunting, I could tell exactly what was gonna happen, and I could
Yeah,
tell what was gonna come from it. I guess I mean it was interesting, but I I pretty much knew everything that was gonna happen, which I guess is a problem. Um,
yeah. And
but
like, hold on, shouldn't the dad have known that nothing was going to happen because he was the one that told the mom that he's never seen him bleed, never seen him get cut, never seen him have a bruise. Yet he was the one that tried to shoot him and kill him. And I'm just thinking that he should have known already what was going to have like what the outcome was going to be of that situation. That like why did he even try?
yeah,
Why I don't get it.
I see that. I kind of was thinking that too. Maybe he was thinking that, a gun is more powerful than whatever falling off your bike, and maybe that would do something. But I can definitely see that. What I thought it kind of looked ridiculous when he did the laser eyes thing. Like literally anytime he did that, I thought that kind of looked
Yeah.
ridiculous because of the CG. And I mean, I feel like he wasn't really fleshed out a lot. I feel like I didn't see everything that he could do. which maybe that's part of the reason why I found it more open ended. Um, but
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like he can do things that we just didn't see. I feel like it wasn't like completed his character.
right.
Um, what
Yeah.
what else? I was just gonna talk. Also, the name of the movie's stupid. Okay, the name of the movie is dumb. Brightburn is the place where the movie takes place, but it's only shown twice, and it has no significance to the story at all. It's dumb and it's stupid. The title's dumb. You cannot disagree with that. It's impossible. It's impossible to disagree with that statement because it is true. The name Brightburn was dumb.
Yeah. Why name your movie after a city or not the city, the town where, things happened.
Yeah, I mean, I think they could have maybe had a better name because I thought the kid's name was gonna be Brightburn at first. Like I don't know, like his superhero name or something.
Yeah.
What I mean, but that's like whatever. That's just a stupid fucking title. Um, I guess we should talk about the elephant in the room here too. Billie Eilish's Bad Guy found its way into the ending of this movie, despite the fact that it only came out 2 months ago. Found that interesting.
It's right there.
It was there. So that begs the question: did Billie Eilish write Bad Guy for this movie, and they just you know released it separately?
Man, if it was made for that, I don't know.
That's interesting. I don't know, man. I don't know how James Gunn could get Billie Eilish's Bad Guy. So I mean, they couldn't have been still making this movie 2 months ago. I feel like that's like
Kind of pretty close.
maybe they will finish the movie and then the song came out, so they decided to recut the credits to include Billie Eilish's Bad Guy because they were just so moved by the lyrics of the song that they had to put it in. I feel like
Yeah.
that could have happened, but that's like the only thing I could see. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's not a lot to talk about with this movie. I
You
mean,
know how people were saying like how it was an evil Superman?
yeah,
Fully agree with that.
yeah, that is true because it comes down from it is evil Superman. That's exactly what it
It's
was.
evil Superman. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's probably what they were going for here. Um, so anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
Um, I mean, I, no, not really. I mean, I liked it, but it was a expositional superhero movie where nothing really happened until halfway through.
Yeah, I found it predictable but interesting at the same time. So that's the thing, I guess. So what would you rate it out of 10?
Hmm. All right. Maybe like a six, 6.5.
6.5.
Yeah.
I think I would personally put it at a 7 out of 10. So for comparison, John Wick was a 7.5, Booksmart was an 8. So I guess the next movie we're seeing, which is going to be Aladdin, is gonna be either a 6.5 or an 8.5. So
No, it's gonna be a 10,
it's gonna be
okay?
it's gonna be an 11.
Aladdin will be the best movie we have ever
It
seen
is.
in the history of cinema. It's gonna be better than Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
Um, you know, it's gonna blow people's minds. It's gonna get top spot on the box office earnings, and it'll take over. It'll take over the world,
Um.
just like Brightburn.
o- Okay. So one last question is how do you think Brightburn fits into the overall Tolkien cinematic universe, starting with Tolkien coming out 2 weeks ago and Booksmart technically coming out this weekend, and now there's Brightburn also coming out this weekend. How do you think this fits into the Tolkien cinematic universe?
Well, so to me, Brightburn kind of took influence to or from uh like kind of satanic elements of religion, and we know that religion was books, and also Dante's Inferno was also a book, and that was talking about hell. So, you know, that influence of Dante's Inferno, I'm pretty sure I'm getting the title of the book right.
That's it. I know what you're talking
That
about.
he that book, that was a book, so that
It sure
was
was.
um so since Tolkien invented books, um um and Dante's Inferno being a book and also the Bible being a book, um ties Brightburn into the universe, Tolkien
Yeah,
universe.
because everybody knows that Dante's Inferno in the Bible was written after World War One.
Yeah,
That's just a common fact. And after the Titanic,
yeah.
took Tolkien to war or whatever it did. Um, but yeah, so good, good movie, not great movie. What do you think about the critics? Like people have been complaining that the critics are going too hard on this movie. It's sitting at like a 58 or like a 57 on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Do you think that's a fair assessment of the film, or do you feel like the critics are just a bunch of prudes?
I don't know if like a 58, maybe like a 70%. Like I don't think it was terrible. Like I enjoyed the movie. Yeah, it was like predictable and very expositional, but how else are you going to start the movie?
Yeah.
How else are you going to know this character as much as you can with the time you have with it? And like it wasn't terrible,
Yeah.
like it was a fun movie.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. I don't know how well critics usually don't understand fun movies because they're joyless bastards, as everyone knows. Um, but yeah, it was a fun movie. I thought it was I thought it was good, but there could have been more to it. There we go. There
Yeah,
could have been more to the movie, but after that, it's fine. Could have been better. Maybe in Brightburn 2, Electric Boogaloo, we will get more more of the things that I thought this movie was lacking. But not bad, not bad. I
we
guess.
have to hope.
Yep. I guess. Do you want to say anything else before we sign off?
Um, Not really. I
Uh,
mean, like I think I've said everything. You
okay.
wanna say what we're seeing?
Oh hell yeah, I do. We are seeing this time separately, which is it's gonna be interesting because every movie we reviewed so far we've seen together. So we've talked about it together after the film. So this is gonna be an interesting take. I am going to see Aladdin, um, in Dolby Theater on Monday. Um, and yeah, and Kay is going to see it his own way. Um, we will not specify. But yeah, so we're reviewing Aladdin maybe Monday night, maybe Tuesday. Probably not Tuesday because I have work, but maybe Monday or Wednesday possibly. So yeah, get pumped for that, I guess. So
Yep.
yes, stay tuned for Aladdin. But while you're waiting, see Brightburn because it's a pretty good movie. Just make sure there's no Spanish subtitles, cause
Or unless you want the Spanish subtitles,
that's
you wanna,
it's true.
you know, um, test out your knowledge of the language, go ahead.
If you
Go
are a
right.
Spaniard, you can enjoy this film by reading it. Um,
Yeah.
I mean,
And yeah, go ahead.
well, my question was there's like so many versions of Spanish. There's like apparently like different countries they speak Spanish, right? But their like versions of it are so wildly different that like it's hard for them to even understand each other. I don't know how they I don't know how they decide what version of Spanish to use for a movie like this.
Maybe you'll. I guess you'll just have to pose that question to the Spanish speaking council of the world.
I will.
Then
I'll go tomorrow.
yeah,
Ask them. They're probably open.
yeah.
But yeah, I guess this is the movie
Oh,
hop.
I I will be seeing later on, hopefully. We always lived in the castle, which is not in theaters, unfortunately, but it is on iTunes, I believe. So if you have an iTunes, you can take a look at that. Um, I don't have an iTunes, so I will not be using iTunes. I'll be watching it in a different way.
Oh, a
So
creative way, your own special
create,
way.
right, right. And are you are you gonna watch it or?
I mean, is it new? Is it something that we can
Yeah,
review?
it kind of just came out. Yeah, it just came out.
Uh,
Like I think last week.
okay, yeah, I can look it up. We might be able to shoot out review for that. So yeah, stay tuned for that too, I guess.
So
And
we might be doing that one.
yeah, um, so yeah, you can watch the Movie Hoppers on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts. Hopefully, eventually, it's still trying to go through, and like a bunch of other services that you probably don't know about. But just look us up. We're probably on there, and also on YouTube. I post some of them on a Movie Hoppers YouTube channel. So yeah, you have no excuse not to listen to the next episode. So yeah. Uh,
Tune in. Please tune in.
Please tune in for Aladdin with Will Smith. Good
Woo.
goodbye.
Uh,